everyone. So today's topic that I wanted to talk about is motivation. So a lot of it recently, maybe many of you have been feeling that you haven't had much motivation. Now we're out of a routine. We haven't been able to maintain the motivation to do normal life, as we call it. So training, getting work done if you're now in home office, eating certain kinds of food, still sticking with your nutrition plans. Maybe that's become a lot harder. Maybe you've lacked that motivation. So this is why I wanted to talk about it. So what is motivation? Well, motivation is your drive to be able to do something. And people sometimes are not aware that motivation actually goes up and down. Not every day you're going to have the same level of motivation. So it's being able to continue towards your goals with different levels of motivation. It's not practical to think that every day you'll be 100% motivated, because that's just not how life happens. So we need to work with our different levels of motivation that still keep us going towards whatever goal we have. And I want to talk about that goal as creating some kind of lighthouse. So your long-term goal that you see from far away, if you think of a lighthouse, you see the light shining bright, and that guides you towards it. And I want you to think of what that lighthouse is. What is your why? Why are you doing something? Why are you trying to get super fit? Why are you trying to complete your project at a certain time? Why are you doing things? And this enables you to then come back to that when you're feeling maybe less motivated. Can we think, okay, well, can I think back to my lighthouse? Can I imagine it fully in my mind so that if my motivation is low, that image is so vivid that it keeps me going? So you've got to kind of feel the emotions that go with that goal. We have different kinds of motivation. One kind can be the intrinsic motivation. So that would be something like our values, something like what we identify with. So, for example, I like to identify with I am an athlete and therefore I train. It could be something like, another example, I am a mother and therefore I look after my children. Especially in this time when we're at home, that can be quite challenging in itself, staying motivated to still be fully present with your kids when you're with them 24/7. That's not an easy task to do. Or it could be extrinsic. Do you say extrinsic? Yeah, I think so. So something that's outside of yourself. So external, that would be probably better. So that's something that maybe it's something like you're feeling guilty. If you don't do this, then you will feel like this. And both of those, we can utilize them. So it can be positive and negative. However, we want to try to focus on positive motivation so that we're not getting drawn into this negative feeling and this negative cycle of, well, I can't eat this chocolate because I don't want to be fat. Well, can we turn that around and say, I shouldn't eat this chocolate because my goal is to do a pull-up. And therefore doing a pull-up, it's easier if you're lighter. So kind of turning it around into something that's more positive. And you want to be able to do that by using something called a mover. So it's moving you away from one behavior and moving you into another behavior. Is it away from pain or is it towards pleasure? So we have pleasure and pain. As I was saying, negative and positive tends to be something that we feel painful, we maybe want to move away from, something that we feel we can get pleasure from, we want to go towards. Let's take an example. So the idea of, let's say, running every morning. if you want to be someone who gets up and seizes the day and runs in the morning and gets your fitness done or goes to the gym in the morning, but every time you try to do it, you hit the snooze button. And what's that doing? It's creating a negative association to getting up in the morning. So then you're less likely to be able to do it. And then you say, oh, my motivation just wasn't there this morning. And you blame it on the motivation. But what actually has happened is that you haven't set yourself up for success. What things can you do? Well, you can set an alarm, set maybe just 2 alarms, and you have to get up on that second alarm. Create a little note on your alarm. So my note says, achieve your goals. And that reminds me every morning that that's what I want to do. Maybe you could get your clothes ready the night before so that they're already there ready for you to get on the run. You already have your water ready. You have your iPod there, or iPhone, or whatever you're using for your music. And maybe you even have a morning oats ready, do an overnight oats in the fridge so that when you get up, you're ready to eat that if that's something you need to have before you start running. So it's setting yourself up in an environment that keeps that motivation a little bit higher. And that can be used across all different things. Nutrition, taking things out of the cupboard that you maybe shouldn't be having in your diet plan. So therefore, you're less likely to lose that motivation, and you're not blaming it on yourself. You're not making yourself feel worse. You're actually just setting yourself up for the motivation to remain higher. So that's just some little things. We're going to do a talk on this week. So stay tuned, and hopefully that was helpful for you. If you'd like to learn more, please contact me. You can DM me. You can go to my website or send me an email at info@burnlightfun.com. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.